It is 4 a.m. in my neck of the woods. Let me say good morning to you and thanks for waking up to THG News today, or you may be on your way to work, you're on the road, or you are at work, or wherever you are. Thank you for joining us here today on THG News Today with Mervyn Hanley. It is Wednesday and it is the 28th of February. One more day to go for this month. And you know, before we get to the stories, I must thank the hundreds of you who have thus far subscribed to the channel. There must be something you like or appreciate about the news and this channel. So I want to thank you because it helps us. It encourages us to push forward, to do better, to improve on our craft. And because the more subscribers, the more we are pushed to get it right and to deliver for all of you out there. Some people would say to me, I see you as the next Good Morning America, or I see you as the next Today or the Morning Joe. And I'd say, no. I just want to be Mervyn Hanley with the Mervyn Hanley Show, or THG News Today with Mervyn Hanley. We just want to be THG Network. All right. But thank you again to all of you. So if you have not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I promise you, we'll do better. We'll continue to make this outlet a great outlet for you to visit on a daily basis. In the coming months, you're going to see a lot of changes. We'll be visual. You'll be able to see us. You'll be able to interact. It's going to be great in the coming months. So let's take a quick 30 seconds. Do not go anywhere, folks. It's only 30 seconds, I believe. And let's hear from Feezers on Nevis.
Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Feezers, the coziest spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dal parade. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up shut and saltfish. It's Feezers, located at the entrance to the Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They're also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.
Now we're back with this morning's news, and this is very tragic. It is very sad. According to Grenada police, a U.S. couple who was on board the Yacht Simplicity when 3 escaped prisoners from Grenada hijacked it was most likely thrown into the ocean. So this is a story that we have been following, but we did not have a lot of details about it. But it's a U.S. couple. They're sailors, and they were in the waters of Grenada. And around the same time, you had some escaped prisoners. And what did they do? I guess they were trying to get away or whatever they were doing, but they hijacked the boat, and police, they suspect that they murdered these 2 U.S. citizens and threw them overboard. On Sunday, February 18th, 3 prisoners, namely Ron Mitchell, Trevon Robinson, and Atiba Stanislaus, escaped police custody at the South Central St. George Police Station, that's in Grenada. And information suggests that on Monday, the escaping prisoners commanded a catamaran named Simplicity with 2 occupants on board, namely Kathy Brindell and Ralph Hendry, both U.S. citizens. Look at them. We're looking at them on the screen right now. A happy couple, it seems, and they just enjoyed the island, and this happened. They headed to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They are talking about the prisoners now, according to St. Vincent Times. And information suggests that while traveling between Grenada and St. Vincent, they disposed of the occupants. And this is according to Police Commissioner Don McKenzie. McKenzie said the information that the Grenadian authorities possess is limited and it can be considered secondhand, as they have had very limited discussions regarding the details of the investigations with their Vincentian counterpart. The conversations have mostly been centered around procedural contingencies. And I can see where in a few days we're going to hear about the FBI taking lead in this investigation. I mean, it is just terrible, you know? Imagine you're on a yacht, you're just enjoying yourselves, and prisoners, some young boys and murderers just come there and take your life, and then you're thrown overboard. According to the police, that's what they suspect. We now move on to news out of Barbuda. A top court in London ruled Tuesday that 2 residents of Barbuda have the right to challenge construction of an airstrip that critics say endangers fragile ecosystems and was begun without any permits. The ruling by the Privy Council is considered a big win for John Mussington, a marine biologist, and Jacqueline Frank, a retired teacher, who launched a legal fight against the government of the twin island nation of Antigua and Barbuda in July 2018. This is according to the Associated Press. The fact that this ruling comes almost 7 years after John first discovered the bulldozing of the forest is no coincidence, said Sarah O'Malley, an attorney with the UK-based non-profit Global Legal Action Network, which helped attorneys representing the Barbudans. O'Malley said the decision would make it easier for all who seek to protect nature to legally challenge government actions. The government of Antigua and Barbuda had argued that Mussington and Frank were busybodies who had no standing to mount a legal fight. Mussington said the ruling would have significant implications for citizens of Antigua and Barbuda, who have long been suffering from the lack of transparency and accountability from key institutions and officials charged with implementing the planning laws. The ruling also is expected to set a precedent for other Caribbean nations fighting to protect land that wealthy foreign investors seek to develop, especially when investors seize upon economic opportunities following a catastrophe or natural disaster. The ruling by the Privy Council allows the two Barbudians to challenge an April 2021 decision by the Court of Appeal of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court that found the residents were not allowed to take legal action against the government. So they went to the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court for this. The Supreme Court ruled against them, and then they went to the Privy Council, and that was overturned. Now, I don't know if this is a situation. Okay, fine, they did what they have to do. And I am not sure if these persons are expatriates. I don't know if they're expats. But what I will say though, and what I know of some expats, you come to the Caribbean, you come to the islands, and we welcome you because our hospitality is always warm and welcoming. And we have some expats, they come to the Caribbean and it's like they just want to take over. All of a sudden, this is not right. All of a sudden, the environment, we have to protect our environment. They will go as far as telling you, don't come to this beach. We're living here. This is private property. That's how they behave. Very entitled. Our own lands. And they always have an issue. Anytime governments try to develop our islands, there's always some expat from America or from UK or wherever they came from, where there are skyscrapers, where there are all kind of environmental toxic issues. They don't have any problems with that. They lived in it for all these years, but now they want to retire and they want peace and they don't want that kind of infrastructure around them. And we welcome them to the Caribbean. And what do? Everything is a damn problem for them. Everything is a problem for them. And they go to court to block this. Oh, not those trees. Oh, you can't build that road. No, we do not want that oil refinery or whatever. Whatever it is to develop our island and to help our people, they don't want it. I'm not saying that this is the case because I don't know if they're expats. But what I do know that this is a happening thing almost every week. Some government has an issue with expats because they are blocking progress. And I will not be surprised. I'll not be surprised if one of these individuals, they may be living in Barbuda for years, but I will not be surprised if one of them turns out to be an expat. That's all I have to say on that. Now to Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the JLP had won the local government elections without question. The Jamaica Labour Party owns 7 municipal corporations, which is the majority of the municipalities he emphasized. At the same time, however, opposition leader, he's saying the same thing. He's saying, no, Holness, we won. Leader Mark Golding, the president of the People's National Party, he's saying that they had secured the most divisions in the elections. This is a victory for the people of Jamaica, those who are tired of having poor road conditions, having to wait for a bed at the hospital, and for those who cannot get their garbage collected, Golding said as he addressed a massive crowd of supporters inside the party's headquarters. Golden dedicated the PNP's showing to former Prime Ministers Michael Manley, PJ Patterson, Portia Simpson Miller, as well as former PNP President Dr. Peter Phillips. Now, what is disappointing about the Jamaica elections, the preliminary voter turnout was 29.6% of the electorate. 29.6%. And this is marginally lower than the 30.6% turnout in the 2016 local elections 8 years ago. 29.6%. So 70% of Jamaicans stayed away from the polls. And I can guarantee you I can bet you rather, that those 70%, they're the ones who make the most noise in their country. Holiness is not doing a good job. This and that. They complain about everything, but they do not use the power that they have, and that is to vote. And finally, in THG news this morning, this is from Guyana. There was a river mishap, and thankfully these officers, they were around, that 5 rescued by ranks of the Mazaruni prison after a boat capsized from the Mazaruni prison location. They rescued 5 miners following a boat mishap in the Mazaruni River. The incident occurred yesterday. Information revealed that the crew was transporting fuel to a mining camp. At the time of the incident, Superintendent of Prisons Carlton Cameron and prison trade instructor Mac and Drew were returning from Barbuda when they observed the partially submerged boat. The ranks quickly rendered assistance, and the civilians were rescued and transported to the Barbuda Regional Hospital for medical attention. Look at that. Just look at that. The cause of the mishap is yet to be ascertained as the Guyana police force will investigate the incident. So good thing that those guys were around, or else we would have had a tragedy on our hands there in Guyana. Sad event. That's our news for this morning. Good morning to the fine folks there, Carl and Sons. You guys are always logged on to THG News Today, THG Network. Good morning to the owner, Mr. Carl himself, and of course the operations crew, operations manager Kenrick, and all of you. I say good morning to you, and thanks always for being a proud sponsor, for being supportive of THG News Today at THG Network. Ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a wonderful day. I am Mervyn Henley.
Carl & Sons have been serving the people of St. Martin for over 40 years. And the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are 2 locations, Colbay and on the Punfill. In Colbay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Punfill, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Colbay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you.